It's Tommy Gill. Watch Open Mic Live now.
Open Mic, the show.com. It's Open Mic, the show.com. OpenMic.com. OpenMic.com. Open Mic the show.
Warning, the following program may contain moments of great personal reflection, sudden and striking realization, things you should not try at home, the truth about cats and dogs, incomplete thoughts, rambling gibberish, completely ridiculous opinions, winning lottery numbers, things you could really care less about, barking dogs, and unfortunately, Mike and Stan.
Who likes to be silly? I like to be silly.
What kind of radio show is this?
This town needs an enema.
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
That's right, it's 7 o'clock-ish. Right here on OpenMicTheShow.com, IRN Broadcast, and the Notre Dame Network. You are watching Open Mic Live. Catch our replays on 920 WO in the Apple, Fridays at midnight. Catch us on Bubba Army Radio if you're a subscriber there. You can get our show there. Also, you can catch us on 1234 pulse-radio.net. The guy Sean on there, and I think Sean's going to be maybe chiming in. We got Skype set up, but that may or may not happen because, you know, people. Pulse Radio brings the best in all forms of rock, the 60s up to today, with over 20 years of experience being in bands and DJs. They're sure that you will like the rock and metal that they provide for you. Stand down, Deo. So you've surprised me with the numbers that we have today as far as guests.
I did?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm never surprised anymore. It's just like Facebook not starting. I knew that was going to happen.
He used to get mad at me if I had more than like one or two people in here.
Oh, I still do.
Yeah, he just doesn't tell me anymore,
So
which
right.
works out for me. I don't give a shit if he's mad or not. But anyway, so yes, we do have a few guests in here. A couple of them won't be here until later, which works out well because we get to talk with, when that doesn't matter. So in the studio tonight, the guest of honor is Miss Kaiti McCoy, the hilarious. How you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Thank you for having me.
So you beat the GPS here. I'm impressed. That's pretty good.
I did, yes.
So Holiday, how far is that?
Was 40 minutes.
That's a long way to come to this piece of shit show. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for saying that. I think anything under an hour feels reasonable to me.
Yeah, that's why we don't invite people from like Sarasota. I mean, I don't expect you to, you know what I mean? You're not getting paid for this shit. That's gas money.
We're not getting paid?
Yeah. Checks in.
Oh, in ass.
No,
Now,
sorry.
we discussed working this shit out.
Ass,
Right.
not cash. Sorry.
You act like
So
it's your gas.
that was the voice of
Here.
that was the voice of Mr. Lawrence Green, one of my closest people in this whole community. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here on my fourth time, baby.
And-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to get better.
We're doing this. Or get better guests.
Well, you got driver and chauffeur sitting here, so yeah, a little bit.
So welcome, Mr. Lawrence Green, and
Thank you.
Who got you here?
This is my buddy, Josh Hawkman. Greenhawk Studios. We're in the T-shirts. This is our channel. And Josh has been with me from the beginning. Matter of fact, I had quit comedy, and Josh brought me back into it, and I want to thank him for that. He's a lovely guy.
He's really giving me entirely too much credit. We went out drinking one night, and I thought he was funny at the time.
And then you were
Sucker.
sober and went,
Oh, you were
maybe I
drinking.
shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, but by then I was already committed to the deal, so...
There was a contract.
So Tyler Luce says, Mr. Green, what's up?
Who's that?
Tyler Luce from...
Oh, shit. Murder the Crow, my baby. Tyler!
So he's not international, but he's in San Fran watching right now. It's
Really?
like, this is weird. It's 4 o'clock.
Okay.
He goes,
He's flossing that sexy ball head up and down San Fran. I get it.
is he?
I don't know.
I wonder if he's in like a streetcar right now watching.
A streetcar named Desire.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Because he's in San Francisco. Like this.
He's eating a bowl of rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni. Nice. Beautiful.
That's hilarious.
Pass it by the Full House house.
Right, exactly. So, Lawrence, real quick, you and Dom and Gambino, which are coming in later, put together a 420 show.
That's a fair assessment, except for the fact that this show wouldn't be possible without you and your help, and you know that. So
That's why I said that.
Why would you
include yourself barely, please? It was a lead-in. I get
That's
it.
how I get compliments. I don't ask for them.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
hey,
I got
Lawrence,
the
you got
head.
you got a little something right here you need to wipe off.
Got it. Yes. So we have a 420 roast coming up on 420, of course, and it's a 3-day festival: 419, 420, 421. But on 420, I am very excited, and you know how long I've been waiting for this. And in tribute to happy birthday, Ric Flair, it's his 70th birthday. You know, I want to, this show is going to be something really dynamic. First of all, I'm going to start with the judges. I'm your host, by the way, of course. But on judges, we have Stand Down right here.
Which I found out that I was a judge on a post. I'm reading through posts, I'm like, I guess I'm judging a freaking show. And I messaged Lawrence, I'm like, am I judging some kind of freaking? He's like, oh yeah, by the way. I'm like, okay, cool.
How modern.
I'm in the mafia. I'll kill you if you don't participate, okay?
No, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's no problem. But also Johnny Jones from Mad Control Podcast and the Yardbirds. Also, we got Shannon Kelly. I think we all know that name. And happen to have J.J. Curry on his birthday as a judge. And that's just the judges. That's a lot of talent
Two white
That's
chicks, two black
incredible.
dudes.
That's a great lineup.
We've
Amazing.
worked so hard to get these comedians because basically I did the improv for a while. I've done some shows, the old Pegasus, new Pegasus, but I've been around these hip-hop artists in Tampa, and they've really opened a nice venue for us, and they have a lot of talent.
Blue Note's phenomenal, dude.
Blue Note's phenomenal. B.B. King's played there a lot, and some other people that, you know, I can't remember. But the point is, this 420 roast, we have now comedians. Can I jump into comedians?
I mean, you guys are comedians. It's kind of what we're here to talk about, but go ahead.
There's 8 comedians, okay? So we got David Wayne, the very funny David Wayne, the very gay, I mean that happily, Matt Williams, you know.
Also gay.
We got Powerhouse Jessica Stern.
Ooh.
We got Jarrett Moore. We have Joshua Santos from Tampa News Force.
I'm kind of looking forward to that.
You know Josh Santos, man. I mean,
because he's so quiet, but I saw him in an open mic freaking light some people up.
And light him
and
up.
I'm like, yes.
Oh, man.
He's a sleeper. He's a sleeper.
Yeah, don't sleep on him for sure. Also, we have Dan Hoff, Big Dan. And he was in our first roast we did, you know. Him and Matt. But Dan Hoff, and also we have Marie Williams.
She's a killer in roast.
You know what I mean right now.
She is. You
I'm
guys
putting it out
look
there.
out
That's
for
my pick.
Marie Williams. Yeah.
Marie Williams is my pick.
Marie Williams, your pick?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone else has the balls she's got, bro, to freaking go up there and just start
She's
doing
so quick. She's such a good writer too. She's very smart.
Even when I say the next name, Matt Carter.
Oh,
Which
Lawrence,
makes
you know
that
how to
good is
lay out.
we
You know
have
how to
a
lay out a
lot.
And
lineup.
they're good friends, which kind of changed the dynamic of that too, because they won't be afraid to freaking just light each other
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean let's get to the point of why they're there. Okay, there's a $100 prize. There's promotions from Greenhawk Studios where we will show the winner on our YouTube channel, as far as Richie Rich Radio, which will also cover it, which is a whole new dynamic. Like I said, we're bringing hip hop and comedy together on a 420 festival.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. We have a lot of, and I'm going to let Gambino get into that later. But we've got more sponsors than freaking Nike right now.
And you have right. I mean, at $5 a pop, bro, you're making good cash on those sponsors.
Yeah.
But you guys have a lot of competition on 420. I mean, that's kind of like the new St. Patty's Day, if you will.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you look out there, you see how many events are going on 420.
Well,
none of them quite as large as that.
No. Well, much respect to the other people that have 420 shows. I know there is one in St. Pete. I won't get into that. That's theirs to discuss.
It's okay to cross promote, but don't.
No hating at all. It's all love, man. It's 420, and that's. I'm sure we're all out there celebrating. But if you want me to tell you the judge and contestant list again, I think that speaks for itself.
I think we need to hear it again.
I
think we need to hear it again.
Great job putting that.
You put a great job. Here comes your compliment
I'm so
again.
Proud of you.
Basically, I talked to Stan and I said, "Yo, here's the deal. You know, I'm 43. I'm an old man, and you know, I've been out of the game a little bit, and not as many people see me unless you're hip hop. So, do you think you could come up with some contestants?" My fucking phone is blowing up so much. I'm going to tell you some of the people that I couldn't put on. Ricky Hicken. Stephen Henry. Okay? There was people that I hate that I couldn't put on, but it was the first 8. So, and all the contestants were booked in probably the first 12 to 13 hours. Right, Mike?
Yes. We just saw Stephen Henry, and he was insanely funny.
Oh,
dude,
his
monster.
setup has just come a long way.
He's been a very fun comedian to watch grow. It's
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Like Matt Williams, same thing. It took a minute, but dude, Stephen Henry was killing me. What's that? Go ahead.
That's such a backhanded compliment. It took a minute, but
Well, it does.
he's
And
there.
you know what? The first
it
thing-
takes a minute for everyone.
The
yeah.
first thing that we learned was what's his name? I'm going to just say big guy. Steve Miller, right? He said you're going to suck for the first 2 years. You're going to suck ass, and he's right. I think Cam also followed along with that. Of course, he followed JB for 3 years before he finally got good. But
Johnny Jones in the chat board.
Johnny Jones, my
What's
man.
up? Marquise John says, "What's up?"
What's up, Marquise?
So he goes. I'm like, well, who do you already have? Because he's like, I need comedians. He's like, well, nobody yet. I'm like, oh, good start. Let's get this. So I think it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. He's going, you got to stop. We have enough already. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, it was literally like that. It was like the beginning of Facebook, where he's doing face match that shuts down the Harvard computers, and it was sick. It was cool, and I love
What
that.
a beautiful problem to have.
It is a
too many
beautiful
comedians
problem.
wanna do your
Right.
show?
Yeah, it's a beautiful problem.
Hey, I love the fact that through some years, I've had people like Stan, Josh, not these other comedians that have volunteered, but it's because of Stan that they're on the show, and I could give a shit less in the end.
No, I
because
used
I
your
want
name,
the best
bro. I was
fucking
talking
show
names.
ever. You know me. I want this to be the one where we all come together and,
The best part for me was getting Shannon Kelly to frickin'
judge. Yeah.
That was my favorite. I'm
Can
like,
we hear that lineup again?
Yes, you can. The comedians are going to be Josh Santos, Dan Hoff, Marie Williams, Matt Williams, David Wayne, Jarrett Moore, Jessica Stern,
Matt Walker.
Matt Carter.
I get him mixed up all the time because he canceled so many times and filled in with Matt. And he's like, well, can you use this Matt for now? I'm like, whatever, dude. I mean,
Yeah. Now, on a personal note, the only comedians I have not ever met personally on that is Marie Williams, who I heard is a raw dog competitor. I've never met her, but I know her reputation.
She is one of the fiercest roast competitors in the scene, I
Oh, I
feel.
believe that.
In my experience.
Dude, we went down and saw her at was it Tim C? Is it Tim C and Elijah?
Nice.
They do that new open mic down there, and she was up there. Holy shit, dude! Me and my wife were dying the whole time she was up on stage,
just ripping
She's hilarious, and it's not raw just to be raw. It's like you can just tell that shit's just falling out of her brain, you know what I mean, into the microphone. That's she's phenomenal.
That's awesome, and I can't wait to see them all compete. And the way it's going to
Who
work.
is the other one you haven't met yet?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. And this was from Stan, Jarrett Moore.
Jarrett Moore's hilarious.
I would also like to say something about Jarrett Moore, another one of the smartest writers in the scene. Very intelligent, and both Marie and Jarrett are very young. They're in their early 20s,
Right.
And just really, really smart, really quick.
And she nailed it because Jarrett Moore. That's the first thing I noticed was his his material is well written.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's not too smart for the crowd, like Tommy had to get through, because Tommy used to be too smart for the crowd type of comedy, you know what I mean? And then finally he dumbed it up by screaming.
Well, but I'll be honest, when I notified everybody about who's going against, who's going against, and I won't get too much into that unless we want to talk about it, but when I told Jarrett Moore that he was going against Josh Santos, he was fine. Really, I was nervous. I know Josh Santos, I have for years, and I was like, I wonder how he's going to respond to that. He's like, cool. Good for him.
But to her note, that's how comfortable he is on stage, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At 20 years old, that's pretty good that you have the delivery, you have the writing, and you're
Damn
that
good.
comfortable up there. You have the makings of a future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is awesome. So and here's the thing is, speaking of Marie Williams, and I've never seen Jessica Stern, but...
Amazing energy.
Oh, really?
Yes, amazing energy. Very fun to watch.
Is that like saying she's got a great personality?
No. I've seen Marie and Jarrett in roast battles, so I know Jessica's
right.
yes, so I know Jessica's comedy, very high energy, but I think that she's going to be really fun to watch in a roast battle. So I think that she's going to be able to take and then turn it around really well.
Jessica Stern sent me a video she did in NYC. And when I watched it, I realized real quick, don't count her out.
She's a pro. She's a pro.
Don't count her ass out, man. She will go there. She's a jugular girl.
And see, a couple of these, like Matt Williams, David Wayne, you know what I mean? They're more soft-spoken people, you know what I mean? But like David Wayne's quick as shit.
But aren't the best roast battle competitors the true sweethearts, right? Because
that's what I'm hoping for.
Yes, because then that means that they're saying something that's funny and intelligent.
Yeah.
Because if they were mean, if it's too mean, it's not funny, right? You know, like it still has to be funny. That's what I think a good roast is.
Right.
You're so right. And as far as David Wayne goes, and God, if David Wayne was here, I'd want to hug him. He's very huggable. You know, we all love David Wayne. But to see him get naughty, which we know he can, watch out.
Because he's quick, dude. That's what I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah.
You know? But back to Kaiti. I've seen Kaiti a couple times, and she is an example of how the female comedians are starting to grow.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. That means a lot.
There are more and more and more solid female comedians right now in this area than I've seen in a long time. Seriously. I mean, between your Marie Williams, between your, you know, what the hell is her name? I mean, outside of all the names, obvious names, Shannon Kelly's and all that. Is it Amanda Wilson?
Amanda Wilson.
Yeah. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Who do you like? What females do you like?
He likes Amanda Law.
I like Shannon.
She's not funny.
And I saw her. I'm trying to think of where I. Not you. I don't like you. I'm trying to think of where I saw her actual stand up. Yes, dear. Oh, you weren't coming here.
Oh, I'm like, yes!
But the way that Shannon held when I saw her at Rooster when she hosted and she did crowd work great, which you don't get to see that from a lot of comedians if they don't have it in their repertoire.
Certainly.
Where she has to have it because she's trying to have the crowd up for the next guy or girl. And I thought that she handled that great.
She puts on a hell of a show. That's. I mean, I have so much more I would love to say about her. I don't know the structure of. Do we want to keep talking about?
No, it's open forum.
Well, excellent. So Shannon put on a show last night, a female showcase at the strip club. Well, excuse me, it's an adult entertainment club, the Whiskey.
Listen, there's no participation trophies. Just say it's a goddamn strip club.
It's a strip club.
Okay.
It was a strip club. So Shannon put on just this incredible showcase of female comedians, and the support that we felt, I think, was really due to Shannon's work ethic and what she's put on at Iberian and her contribution to the scene. You know, she's able to draw people into a show, and she
puts herself into it. It's
absolutely,
her show.
Absolutely.
She gives a shit about what she's doing, and she gives a shit about y'all.
That's ridiculous.
Like, I don't know. Like, I have more respect for her than I think I should. I mean, I respect her a lot. I mean, she works her fucking ass off.
More that you respect her just as much as she deserves. Absolutely. Because this venue, the strip club, treated us better than any venue that I've ever performed
she demands
in.
it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And she knows what entertainers deserve, you know, so that's what Shannon is a hilarious comedian. She's a brilliant producer. She's an absolutely amazing producer, and I don't think people talk about that enough when we talk about Shannon. And yes, she's so funny. You have to see her. But
okay, that's all good and great. She's not here right now. We don't have to kiss her ass.
Well, she brought on Catherine Maloney, too. Was on that show. And Catherine, I've seen her for, 10, 15 years now.
Yes.
And she's just great all the way around. We still got to get her on the show.
And it was so great to have Catherine because, like, Catherine is kind of like what the up-and-coming female comedians, like, that's who we're aspiring to be. So it was so great to, like, have her, like, as our
veteran.
And our guide and our leader, and to make us work a little bit harder.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you know that Catherine Maloney is closing your show, you're like, well, I'm going to bring my A game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You know, because I want to.
Like, the headliners want the best comedian in front of them.
Yes.
It's from what I've learned anyway. The good comedians want the best people in front of them because if they're not good enough to follow that, then they shouldn't be headliners. You know what I mean? That's how most of them look at it. Like Cam was the first one to tell me. He's like, no, I want the funniest person around in front of me.
Yeah.
Because number one, it means I'm gonna go up there and give a shit about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But so outside of the names we mentioned, for you personally, name a couple of your
that you hate.
Favorite female comedians in the area.
Well, so for the showcase, we have Shannon Kelly, Shelly Harris, Sophia Sanchez, And then there was another showcase the same night at Devine Brewery. Steve Laszlo put on another showcase of all women. Steve is another one who's putting, a lot of opportunities out there for women. He's, really supporting those female comedians. So his showcase had Melissa Nicholas, Amanda Wilson, who we were talking about, and Emily Harris. And then, of course, we've also mentioned Marie Williams.
Right.
It's when I started 3 years ago, we could maybe name three. Natasha Samraini is also a very funny comedian. She's also a storyteller and an actress and an improviser. So she gets spread kind of thin, and so when you see her do stand up, it's really exciting to have her along.
And Aneria's been around for a minute, and she's
respect to Aniria.
Certainly,
focused
of
a little
course.
bit. Her time is split right now because she's really enjoying her acting stuff. You know what I mean?
She's earned it.
But we just saw her at Jeff's birthday party, and she's still hilarious.
Well, and I would like to clarify that the women that I named are the
That doesn't mean you don't
women,
like others.
But I would say that these are the women that are in the active kind of open mic scene.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Whereas, we've got Catherine Maloney. I could start naming professionals.
Keep going, right.
But these are women that I have the pleasure of working with and growing with.
Right.
These are
we just had Tiffany Barbie in a few weeks back. I have
not had the pleasure
we
of
saw her
meeting
improv.
her.
She was hilarious.
Yeah.
She was awesome, actually. So let's play a quick game, right, Mike?
Yep. Let's do it.
And then we'll come back and talk with Katie some more.
Shall we play a game? Pop quiz, hot shot.
Because he broke the rules. What rule?
You did it! You did it! I knew you would! I just knew you would!
Let's just do it. Let's meet this thing head on. And you were in it to win it.
All right. So the name of the game is a spin-off, and I've been doing a couple of spin-offs of Real News or Fake News. We've been doing Real Booze or Fake Booze. Today I'm doing Real Name or Fake Name. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a celebrity name, and I want you to tell me if they use their real name or if they have a, what is it called? Like a ghost.
So is it just a stage name or is it
pseudonym? Now, I'm not giving, points off for short names like Michael's Mike or whatever. So that would still count as the real name potentially. So the first one here is worth how many points, Dan?
5.
So for 5 points.
Sorry, do we just shout it out? Is this a competition? I'm trying to
and then shout it out. Demi Moore.
1, 2. No.
Demi Moore. Is that her real name or a stage name?
Stage name.
Real.
Jumped on that kind of quick. I think I'm going to go stage name with her.
She thinks this is 1-0.
Real name or fake name? Demi Moore. What's your favorite Demi Moore movie? Nobody cares.
Basic Instinct.
Nailed it. Nailed it. It's when she crossed her legs, right?
That's 1,000%
they all
not Demi
look
Moore.
Wait, what? The news is fake.
That was Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
Whoa! Mind blown. Was that a real name or fake name?
Real.
I don't actually know, so don't answer.
So we have Larry Smith with real. We have Tiff Monty with fake. We have Tyler Luce with stage. He doesn't know how this shit works. Marquise says stage. Whatever.
It's fine.
Thank you, Tyler, for fixing it.
I'll let it slide.
He's a musician,
I
bro.
said
How
stage.
smart
It's
can you
my
be?
fault. I started.
Yeah, I blame you.
I started the stage phenomena.
She started it. I jumped in on it.
Trendsetter. So Tyler fixed it with fake. So
Apologies, everyone.
Real, fake. Stage name. What would your stage name be? Sean. Real news or fake news? Demi Moore. Is that her real name? I'm sorry. Real name or fake name? Demi Moore. Is it Demi or Demi? For 5 points, Demi Moore. That is a fake name. It's Demetria Guinness, I believe is how it's pronounced. G-Y-N-E-S. So you can understand why she may have changed that.
I got a shot for that. It went away.
Oh, yeah.
Guinness? Yeah, we can tell.
Let me see your McGuinness.
His Guinness is gone.
I hate that I liked that so
Welcome,
much.
Tony Madden.
All right. Real name or fake name? Real name or fake name?
5 points.
Mr. Forrest Gump himself, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Tony Madden.
Is that his real name or his fake name?
And you said you're not considering Thomas
Right,
Hanks
Thomas is Thomas.
as real
Would
name.
count as real.
So it would have to, if it was like his middle name, for example.
Correct. So
okay.
if let's say his name was Thomas Hanks Joseph or what, you know what I mean? It would count.
Okay.
Lisa do. Do. Tip Money says real.
I'll take that. I think it's real.
Gobble says hi. Marquis
Real.
says real. Amberly says
My
real.
instincts are telling me fake.
Because he's that good of an actor, you would just think that.
You're a female. You should know when they're faking it. Let's get this shit
Wait.
done.
That's sexist.
Amberly says real.
Hi, Lisa.
He's also probably the one guy that go around punching nuns, and you'd be like, well, what did those nuns do to Tom Hanks?
Exactly.
What were you guys saying?
Real.
Real?
Fake.
You're just being difficult.
Tyler says real. Thomas. My neighbor's name is Tomas, so I always see Thomas now as Tomas. It's so confusing. Mitch says real. Real name or fake names. The guy from Big, Tom Hanks.
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Man,
The toy.
I mean,
that's tough.
Forrest Gump.
Richard Pryor, you idiot!
I have to go.
No, Toy Story.
I have to say Castaway. Just he gets so excited about doing
Fire!
volleyball.
Wilson! I'm not an actor. That, my friends, is his real name. It's Thomas Jeffrey Hanks.
Boom, 2 for 2.
So he shortened it there. All right, the next one is worth how many points?
10 points.
I don't know if he might be a little bit out of the acting. I haven't seen him do anything in quite some time, but Albert Brooks. Is that his real name? He did a movie with Glenn Close, I believe.
Dude, Blazing Saddles was phenomenal.
What was the one? Hardly an Angel or Almost an Angel. One of those where he had to kind of live through all of, like, he was on trial for his life. It was like Judgment Day
With Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yes. This Is Your Life. For
Great movie. One of my wife's favorites.
Yes, Defending Your Life.
My wife loves that movie.
It's a really
Great
cute
it
movie.
I haven't
is.
seen
Yeah.
that since 1980.
Yeah.
When it was on HBO 17 times a day.
I believe this is a fake name.
Albert Brooks.
I believe it's fake too because he's Jewish and Brooks is not conducive.
I'm going to be the difficult one
Wait,
and say
'cause
true.
You can't be a Jew in Hollywood?
I feel if he doesn't have a fake name, he has a sibling that has a fake name. There's something.
Tyler wants to know who it is. Who gives a shit who it is? It doesn't even matter, dude.
I'll Google it. Gosh.
Jesus Christ. You're in San Francisco. Stop worrying so much.
Albert Brooks. I think that's a confusing thing, too, because I don't think
Wait,
he
if
goes
he's in
by
San
Albert.
Francisco,
Everyone's
can't he
thinking
just
of
go knock
Mel.
on the guy's door and find out if it's
Jonesy
real?
dude. Jonesy dude.
Just
Sorry.
look at the phone book. All right, for how many points?
That was for 10 points.
Doesn't matter. All right, Albert Brooks. That is his stage name. It's actually Albert Einstein.
Boom.
Whoa.
3 for
I knew it was something. There was something like silly. Something
Oh, no, I said true.
Those are words you put into
For the first
my
time, I think,
mouth.
almost ever, there is prizes given out for the winner of this game.
Oh, that's right.
2 tickets to the 420 show that we discussed already.
I hope I win. I'd love to go.
They're actually on roller
I hope
skaters.
I win
so you
because
can
I don't want to pay to have to fucking judge a show.
The next one is worth how many points?
10 points.
For 10 points. The guy that gets jiggy with it. That doesn't work well. Mr. Will Smith. Will Smith.
Oh, that's his real name.
I want to say real.
Yeah, basic ass shit. Will Smith. Yeah,
Basic bitch Will Smith.
that's real.
I wouldn't say he's basic, but he's like he raised his son so well that you kind of get irritated seeing his
He
son
raised
trying
his
to
son
act.
well.
Yeah,
He
Like
told
the
him to go
kid-
to Scientology. That's not a
much.
good dad.
Well done.
but like you always see him
Little
so well
crispy.
behaved as a kid, and then he tries to act as a tough guy, and it's like, okay, we know you're not a tough guy. Stop.
Oh,
Dude, he's a thug.
Really?
Thug
No,
life.
he's the harmony part of
I mean,
Karate-
the reality
Karate
is
Kid,
none of
really?
us
He's a thug?
really know him. That's
point.
the thing.
We've never had
I
James.
follow him on Instagram, so I give it.
Y'all don't know him. Shit.
He may be the freshest prince yet.
And we all know that our Instagram personalities are a complete reflection of our real personality.
I try to stay pretty solid on mine, but yeah.
That's
I know what you're
admirable.
talking
That is admirable.
You know, like I said before, we were talking about it before the show started. Abraham Lincoln said everything on the internet is true.
about. No, don't believe everything you read on the internet.
I feel like I read that on the internet.
Kevin Holly says his name is fake.
Whoa.
His real name is Hakeem Aruba Jamil.
Ah, no, that's his non-government name.
It's his non-government name.
Will Smith. What's your favorite Will Smith movie? The Toy.
Trading places.
No.
I watched Independence Day recently, and I remember loving that movie. Have you guys seen it? Like,
which one?
The new one or the
we're talking about Will Smith,
Yes,
right?
okay,
So
okay. The one
that was kind of a silly.
he was
that was kind of a
mentioned in the
silly
second one as
question.
being
Yeah, he
dead.
died. They killed him.
But the original Independence Day, have you seen it in the last decade?
Yeah, I
That
think
movie
so, yeah.
sucks ass.
It's so bad.
Boys.
It's so bad.
You know what's even worse is you like if you got like a high def TV and you start watching these old movies.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's such a hard time. Like, if it's in SD, I don't watch it anymore.
Tony
I
Madden
know.
says Men in Black. Tyler Lou says Bad Boys. Bad Boys was a Martin Lawrence movie. It wasn't.
Martin
Will
Lawrence.
Smith.
No, it was not.
Will Smith and Martin
Will
Lawrence. All right, so Will Smith, real name or fake name? That, my friends, is his real name. It's Willard Smith, but, you know.
Close enough.
Willard.
All right, the last one is
We're
where
20, and we have Katie with 25. We had Tiff with 20. Tyler with 10. Josh with 20. Marquise with 25. Amberly with 15. Larry with 15. Tony with 15. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people I gotta keep track of. Gabo with 25. And LG with 25.
last one's where 20.
baby.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Allen. Comedian Tim Allen. Is that his real name or his fake name?
Real.
Real name, Tim Allen. Real
Real
name, fake
basic
Yeah,
ass shit.
yeah.
It's gotta be, right?
Basic
Come on.
shit.
We all know his full
He's
name
not
is
creative,
Tim. No.
right? Like,
Stage name is
there's-
Tim Tillman Taylor.
Tim Allen, the narc. We all know the narc story, right?
Uh-huh.
He turned out he sold coke and turned on his dealer.
That was at my university.
Oh, was it?
Yes, Western
Wow.
Michigan University. Shout out to all the Broncos who may
Shout
be
out.
listening. Our claim to fame is Tim Allen attended.
What a sad university that is.
There's more things that we're known for, but I don't care about it. They have like a good football team and stuff like that, but like
I thought it was forward, right?
it's Kalamazoo,
I just love how
Michigan. Like there's
quickly
more
she
interesting
flipped from
things,
Carrie
but
doing shout outs to her university to I don't give a
I
shit
don't
about
care.
that.
Yeah, no, they asked me for money, and I'm like, it wasn't that great. Like,
I already gave you my money.
yeah, too much. Thank you.
Tim Allen, the Santa Claus.
That was a horrible movie.
You shut your mouth right now.
Toy Story. Woody from Toy Story. No,
Buzz.
Buzz Lightyear. One of the two. I don't care. Tom Hanks is the other one. All right, for 20 points. That, my friends, it's real. It's actually Tim Allen Dick. His last name is Dick.
That was an excellent
That's why he
decision.
changed it. Do you have a winner?
You don't want
We
anyone
have
to.
a winner.
We do have a winner. In studio winner. The one, the only, Kaiti McCoy wins!
Yay!
Sounds like I'm going to a 420 show.
She's like, I wouldn't go for free.
Don't make me do
This
it.
is very convenient.
Don't make me do
Very
it.
convenient.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to our winner, Miss Kaiti McCoy, about, well, Miss Kaiti McCoy.
Oh,
We'll get bra sizes, waist. No, I'm just kidding.
I've got all that information. It's,
Written inside of it, right?
Certainly hope so.
I know it. I know it. Yeah.
You don't get points anymore. You already won.
It's our next game. All right, we'll be back.
Like
Yo, this is your boy Domosaurus Rex, and you're listening to OpenMicTheShow.com.
Won't do.
Hey, welcome to the Cluster F of Open Mic Live. This looks fun. Letting everybody get settled here. Sorry, to Stan, introduce what's going on here, because there's so much. Too much.
I just like watching Mike stress out.
I'm not stressed.
So, they're here a little earlier than they anticipated. We have the great Gambino. If this says yes, no, or maybe, I swear to God.
Check yes.
So we do have
wrong show,
and I don't know. He doesn't like us using his government name, so we're gonna go with Domo, Domosaurus,
T-Rex in the house.
The exclusive Domosaurus from Asia on today.
You may have seen his name on small signs all over the city.
Everywhere.
That shit's phenomenal, dude.
On a street corner near you, baby.
I keep wanting. If I'm not late everywhere, I would take the time to stop and lay down and like take a selfie with a couple of them fucking signs. But that's genius.
We'll put one in your yard, bro, if you're about it.
Yeah, you're not that good.
He doesn't have a yard.
But it is a great idea, I think, because people that travel, like, you know, anything, you see it enough times. If I see the name of a restaurant enough times, I Google it to see what the hell is going on.
Bet.
You know
What's
what I
the
mean?
deal?
So anyway, welcome, guys. Thank you for coming
Howdy.
in
Where's the camera?
forcefully.
What's up?
So, as I said earlier, we are going to talk with Kaiti McCoy. Welcome, Kaiti McCoy.
Thank you.
Thank you for making the trip here. Appreciate
Thanks for
that.
having
It's a
me.
long
No,
ride.
this is fun.
I wouldn't drive to Holiday to see you, so it works out great.
I don't live in Holiday. I'm there this week taking care of my grandmother. I'm a very good person.
Way to sell yourself.
Thanks for not waiting for me.
Just so you guys all know that. So normally I don't live that far away. So it's my circumstance. Don't feel that special.
I was just trying to be nice. So
That's
I'm
kind
a really
of
good
you.
person, just so you know. So anyways, welcome, and I believe my memory sucks because I smoked too much weed, but you did a set at Burger Culture, is that correct?
I did not.
You did not. You weren't there?
I believe that was Natasha Sammarini.
It was Natasha and
In the area?
Oh,
the one, the
when
latest one.
Kevin Taylor was there.
Oh,
Is it Victoria then?
Rowan. Rachel Rowan.
Rachel Rowan.
Oh, Rachel
Not that I
Rowan.
confuse you guys, but I just forget. After a while,
There's only so many women. It's
all
easy
me.
to
Yeah, that sucks,
mix
doesn't
the
it?
names up.
there needs to be more women, right, LG?
Absolutely.
Huh? I've seen your hair. You come
that
close
o-
sometimes.
That only comes down when it's, real deal time.
Yeah, we're not talking about you. So, how long have you been doing comedy, Katie?
This is my third year.
Ooh, so you're past the hump.
Yes.
You're over the hump.
I feel like it. I feel like I'm in this really great sweet spot where I feel like I'm like a sophomore. You know what I mean? I felt like a freshman for a very long time. If we're thinking like high school freshman,
You kinda know
sophomore.
your way around the hallways.
Sure, yeah.
Yet.
I know all my upperclassmen, but now they're starting to know me,
Oh,
and
you
I'm
can
like,
find out.
oh, yes, oh, you know my name? Oh, you follow me on social media, so that's, and it's, no one tells you when you're going to cross over in comedy, in school, of course, you graduate or you go on to the next year,
There's
but no one tells you when you're going to be one of the upperclassmen. And it wasn't until other female comedians were coming up to me and introducing themselves to me. They were like, "I've been watching you," and I was like, "Stop it! What?
It's weird, right?
I'm a role model.
They
This
didn't say
is."
that. They said they've been watching you.
They seen you.
That's an
girl.
excellent point. I should.
Basically, they're just stalkers.
You look great on stage.
3 years ago when I started, there were truly a handful of women in the scene, and a lot of them have either moved away or moved on to other projects. So it's very exciting right now to have, even though we do have few women in the scene compared to 3 years ago, it's quite a lot. And I will say the support in the Tampa comedy scene is just incredible. It's unmatched. I've never done comedy anywhere else, but I'm so thankful that you have me here, that you think that I'm worthy of being a guest of honor. And
we just ran out of people.
Can I just feel special for one moment?
They brought me back. They definitely ran out of people.
But no, I have seen you a few times, and you are good, very good.
Thank you.
And like I mentioned earlier, and like you just touched on again, there is a growing number of solid. The support isn't because people are just supportive. It's because you're worth supporting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's because you're putting solid.
There's funny women. You're right.
Correct.
You're right.
Hilarious. And yeah, well done. Yeah, etiquette.
Katie brought her sister.
Oh, is that what I sound like? Oh no.
Yeah, we've been thinking the same.
Oh no, it's my Michigan accent. It's so nasally.
Do you think that helps you a little bit, like being the growing number of women that are coming up?
Yes,
do you think that helps you mentally a little bit?
It does, absolutely. It feels good to have other women in the scene, but also feels good to be supported by the men that are in the scene, to have people listen to us. We had an all-female showcase at a strip club last night, and male comedians came out to support us. I realized it was a huge sacrifice for them to come to the strip club. I realized that, but no, it was. There's so much love and support, and that could have not been taken seriously. Female an all-female show at a strip club, certainly, and it was never treated that way. Not once. No one has made jokes about it or comments about it, and that's cool. It feels good to be able to. Shannon contacted the manager of.
No, I don't mean that part. I'm sorry, my bad. I asked the wrong question.
You're right. That was where my brain went.
From where do you guys? When did you start? When did the comedy set start that night?
Between Girls Gone Wild and
they turned off the music. Yes, there were no dancers present. So there's a bartender and a door girl. So they're in cocktail attire, we know what it's not cocktail attire.
Of day because
9:30 p.m. ish. So there were certainly men in there that maybe weren't there just for comedy,
right?
And very well could have been no boobs for 2 hours, and that could have been.
You were on stage. There were boobs.
Well, yeah, sure.
Katie, did you see a titty?
Did I see a titty?
Let's get to it. All right.
No, I never saw a titty.
I like that though, because literally you're in that environment for a specific reason. If you're not doing comedy, so to have comedians come up there. Did they feel there was rudeness? Was it?
No, it was the best audience. There was absolutely no rudeness. It was so great. I honestly, I can only really speak for myself as far as how I felt before I went up. I have a lot of jokes about my boobs. That's kind of a huge portion of my material. And the weird thing is I regularly perform in front of senior citizens, and I tell these jokes about my boobs, and no shame. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. But I feel those jokes resonate with senior citizens better because my boobs are old souls. They're just...
They touch your knees?
I have a good bra. I have a good bra on. I won't. But I was is this going to go over well? At the strip club that I have all this just organic material about my boobs in a place where you come to see boobs.
So and that's the thing is you don't want to hear a short person up there telling short jokes the whole time. You don't want to hear a black guy telling black jokes the whole time. You don't want to hear a fat guy telling fat jokes the whole time. You don't want to hear a big boob.
Well, I felt this would be a fat guy telling jokes at a buffet. You know what I mean? It's
cliche.
A little on the nose, if you will. To tell boob jokes in the strip club. But I was that's genuinely a huge majority of my comedy.
Where do jokes come from? When you're just
my breasts.
Good job.
My body.
All right, first of all, buffet jokes are good at...
Because if you're short, or you've heard them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's done them all. So you have to come up with unique shit.
Well,
You know what I
Stan,
mean?
let's be honest real quick. I don't care what comedian you are or how big of a headliner, like even national, to interrupt a strip club and have an audience that likes
That's
you.
insane.
Holy
Ballsy.
shit.
I told stories. I told a long story where there was no laughter, and so it was just silence, and it felt pretty powerful to get that in a strip club. And I will say,
Yo, that's the tits.
I will say, whoever organized it, it's a bold strategy. I'm
Right.
not sure what strip club it was at, but I can definitely say the regulars sometimes, you know, they need a switch up. They need some action. They're tired of seeing Ginger on stage at 9:30 every night.
Thank you, Dom.
You know,
You're
sometimes
they
you need
were
a switch up.
desperate for it.
Well, most of them just, they don't get away from
They
their
were
wives anyway, so they
desperate
don't
for
give a
it.
shit.
Yeah, they're just there. They're drinking after work.
New meat.
Did you go up there with like a bunch of ones?
No, I went up with like a cardigan. Like I put on more clothes. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to talk about my boobs, like, but I was wearing significantly more than I'm even
Every
wearing
time you all
now.
laugh, I'm taking something off.
Yeah.
Let's make it worth it.
Hey, badass for you. Seriously.
Well,
That's
thank you.
cool.
Thank you. And
That's powerful.
You've been doing it 3 years. I mean, what is your joke writing process? Like, do you just carry a notebook around with you? Do you have a recorder that you take with you, or do you just steal them from other people?
That's a great question. I do a little of everything. I record all of my sets. I have apps on my phone that I type things into. I write things down. I'm very unorganized, and I feel like I'm reaching like my comedy age where I got to get more organized. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was kind of doing this very casually for the first couple of years to see if it was something that was going to be viable. And now I'm like, yes, I will make this my career. So I need to be more organized. So
you're basically deciding
thank
to
you
go
for
all in
asking
then, right?
that.
What'd you go to college for?
Thank you for asking. I originally went for theater performance, and I thought I would be an actress, and then my school actually had a really good theater program, so I got into my classes, and I was like, oh yeah, they're all going to be actors and actresses. I won't. I don't have the... There is a kind of personality you have to become a full-time performer, like an actor or an actress. Like, you have to be ready to take a lot of rejection, and I mean comedians do as well, but there's so much more that you can control with your career as a comedian that you cannot do as an actor or an actress.
Absolutely.
And I think I recognized that very early, and so then I changed my major from theater performance to communication just so I could like graduate and get out. And then I just worked for a long time, and then when I finally moved to Florida, I had the courage to try stand-up comedy, and I'm kind of glad I waited a long time because I had life experience that I could talk about on stage, and that's really helped my writing process.
So you do quite a few open mics, do you?
Truthfully, I don't do as many now at this stage of my career, for lack of a better word. I'm hosting a lot at Snappers Comedy Club in Palm Harbor. And I'm getting booked on like shows here and there, so I find that I'm doing open mics less because I'm also working, or sometimes, truthfully, a weekend of hosting is almost worth 2 weeks at an open mic out in the scene.
So there's some great hosts out there. There are some great hosts out there.
Thank you.
LG. I said great.
Oh.
But, I mean, so what's the difference in because hosting, you still get your like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes in the beginning, right? And then you kind of come in and throw a few jabs out there in between people. But, like, do you like hosting? Like, is that as much fun to you as doing a set?
I love this question. Thank you so much for asking me that.
Thank you for thanking me.
Yes, no problem. Yes and no. So I am very good at hosting. It's not my favorite. I think why I had so much fun at the strip club is because I got to be a little more me, and I got to let go and kind of. I'm not just one thing. I'm not just awkward. I'm not just intelligent. I'm kind of like all over the place. And I was able to do that at the strip club. Whereas hosting, I stay very consistent. I stay very professional. I've actually been critiqued quite a bit by like headlining comedians. They're like, you're a little too professional. I'm like, but I think that works for hosting, and I think that's what the venue wants, and they're the one who pays me. So
you do have to be a little more structured as a host, right?
Yes,
I mean, because
yes. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder. I'm not trying to like steal the show. I'm trying to bring the audience together. I'm trying to prepare them for that they're about to see jokes.
You're trying to get the eyes
but
on the
it's not
stage.
me. Yeah,
Right.
I'm not the funniest one. You're about to see shit that's. Excuse me. Am I allowed to?
No, you can't fucking say shit.
I'm not the one that you're here paying to laugh at, but just so you know, put your food down, stop eating. Now it's time to
That's
laugh.
the key right there.
Yes,
It really
and
is.
I think that's what makes a good host. And so I think that's my strength, maybe more so than my comedy at this stage of my career.
You kind of turn and burn like a waiter, in and out.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
Nicholas Wolfgang Sampson says, "What up, yo?"
Wolfgang.
Now, see, it's funny you say put your food down, stop eating. If they're eating, they're not heckling.
But they're not laughing either.
Oh, that's true.
It's
Not without
and it's
choking
hard.
on something.
And it's hard. As an opener at a dinner club, I've realized my job is to get them quiet more so than to get them to laugh.
Right.
Because yes, they're not heckling, but sometimes they are eating, and so it's very easy as the host to be like, wow, they hated me, they didn't laugh at all, but it's like, oh no, they had food
They just
in their
smoked out and they were starving. Right. That's all that was.
Well, people that stroll in like as the show is starting, they're like, order a full meal. You're like, oh, that's
So
fun.
in 3 years, you've obviously encountered some people that weren't respectful in the crowd. We'll call them hecklers. We'll call them whatever you want to call them. How do you handle them? You just get off stage.
No. So I don't think that I have the personality or the face or voice to pull off the hey, shut the fuck up kind of thing. It's just not in me.
I liked
That would
it.
be fucking hilarious.
I liked it. I did. I liked
See
it.
how aggressive that was?
I liked it. I
You
liked
realize
it.
that everyone but the person you were talking to would be dying laughing.
So I'm trying so hard to also be likable when I'm hosting. So I'm not the best at dealing with hecklers so far. I've tried many different tactics. Once I tried to pretend to cry, like that they had like hurt my feelings.
But your acting skills aren't that good.
No, it was, but then they didn't laugh. Like they were, you know what I mean? Like it worked. They quieted down, but then I was like, "It's joke time," and they were like, "Well, we don't know what we're supposed to do now."
See, that's when you just keep tomatoes on the stage and throw them back at the assholes in the crowd instead.
My biggest tactic is just to kind of like pull back a little bit. I'm not going to like fire off jokes. I very much have. I hate saying this, but it's true, and I'm sure that's what people see when they look at me. I have a very much like a teacher persona, like, well, I'll wait till you're done. Wait
Flick the
till
lights on and off.
Right, exactly. Or, I'm just going to stand here until you're quiet. I've tried clapping my hands. That works very well. That actually gets a drunk audience to pay attention. So,
noise.
They're trained
Right.
from the Hillsborough County public
Right, exactly.
education system. That's what the teachers really did. 2 claps.
yeah, just like
is your
hear
phrase.
them right back. Yeah, it's amazing. So I think the way I deal with hecklers is the same way I would deal with children. Essentially, is my
That's
tactic.
how I deal with comedians.
and as
I
you
deal with
should,
children.
because we are.
Right, Mike?
Yep.
Is that how you deal with me? Is that how Amanda deals with you?
Just ignore you. What?
What? The one time I want you to talk.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
want
How do
a
I
break.
deal with you? I just got a break.
Thank you, Katie. We love you. We'll get back more into you, and then we're going to play a quick game, Stanley Feud. We'd like to break it up, and then when we come back, we are going to go full Harmo with Mike. We're going to track his harmonica playing progress,
Oh, yeah, baby. Talk to me, damn it.
and then we will talk with...
Wait a minute. Full Harmo is still a segment, huh? I remember when you launched that
Yep.
last year.
Yeah,
He
it's
won't
no
let
better.
me stop.
It's gotten no better.
Yeah.
Harmonos out there. Remote.
And then we will talk about the 420 show,
Yeah.
Neck Dog, and then you tell us anywhere you want us to know you're going to be and all that, and I'll be stalking you.
All right,
And
I hope so.
let's take a quick break. Go do whatever the hell you got to do. And what are we going to do? Come back? Barking Dog Studios. Welcome to Barking Dog Studios. All right,
Welcome back.
Josh, how you doing?
Make our vital stand. Call to the This is Dan Hoff with Stan and Mike, and you're watching the ever saddening Open Mic Live.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Hey, welcome back to Open Mic Live. Now it's time for Open Mic's favorite game, Feud. Did I do that right?
It was close enough for me. All right, so welcome back. Hey, guys, we're going to do a show. We'll see you in a little bit.
There is a show going on.
So it's tough working with artists, as you guys know.
Yeah, here we go. I'm ready.
So we are back. We are here with Miss Kaiti McCoy, Mr. Lawrence Green.
Yeah.
Domosaurus, Dominique.
Domosaurus Rex. We do live promotion on Open Mic the Show. We're everywhere, baby. DomosaurusRex.com. Let's do the day.
And the great Gambino. All right, so this is Stanley Feud. Everyone knows what the hell Stanley Feud is.
Stanley Feud.
This week, I had 88 people respond to the questions. You get the top 5. Number 1 is worth 5 points on the first question. Here we go. What is your biggest pet peeve? Everyone has multiple. What's the one that bugs you the most?
Turning lanes, not putting on your fucking signal.
Driving in the slow lane.
That's funny because my wife says not turning off my fucking signal. Oh. It drives her.
Yeah. Welcome to the stage, Katie.
People that
gosh,
stop
I'm
in
a
the front of
complainer.
in the doorway. People that just stop for no reason in the doorway.
Or anywhere for that matter.
In front of me. Just don't stop in front of me.
You'd rather they just not be around you, period.
Same thing.
Someone talking while you're talking on the phone. You know what? I'm not opposed. Like, don't tell me to call someone and handle something and then you're trying to handle it from behind me. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I hate, oh, God. Right. Here. Have the fun. It's kind of like tell me how to drive. Okay, drive. Right. You know what I mean?
Well, especially with cell phones, you didn't have to answer. A missed call would have told me.
Who really answers their phone?
But you do have to be careful because you can't just hit the shutdown button because they know you just hit the shutdown button. So now you got to either let it ring or find that little silent thing.
You can shut that button. Yeah,
that's one of my biggest pet peeves is people who don't answer the phone because I'm not a... Can you hear me better? One of my biggest pet peeves is people who don't answer the phone because I hate texting people because I don't got time for that really. Like, I just want to pick up the phone and call you real quick. So if you're not answering the phone, I'm not calling you anything.
Sometimes that warrants...
That's
yes, I agree.
In regards to that, definitely don't text me. And 3 seconds later, I call you, and you don't answer the phone. I know you are next to your fucking phone.
Yeah.
You just
Period.
texted me, dude.
Period.
I hate that shit. So I hate waking up. Gobble says whining.
Gobble.
When you scratch your eyes and it still itches. Yeah, we were talking about itching the other day. You know, you itch somewhere and then it moves, and you know you're constantly doing this shit. You're like, you know, you don't have to scratch and itch to itch. You can do it with your mind. No, I can't. I'm not that strong. I mean, I'm sure you can, you know what I mean? But no.
Bad advice.
Yeah, it's bad advice.
Yeah.
No, that's why I have back scratchers.
Yeah. Or corners of walls, you know.
Oh, corners of walls.
Yeah.
They don't always work.
No,
Tree.
they don't.
Like a bear. Big bear. Back scratcher on the tree.
As long as it doesn't itch really bad, because then you might just start bleeding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know. Not a pine tree or anything like that. Nothing serious.
I mean, what'd you teach this kid?
I think my biggest pet peeve is someone who asks you to help or do something and they don't disclose the full details.
Oh, yeah.
Can you help me move? Everything is packed. No.
No.
The furniture is...
P.S. I'm a hoarder.
How dare you?
When the shit's in boxes, yes, I will help you move, but not until then. But you are right about that. I'm broke down. I just need a jump.
Right.
No, you need a mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm not one. So Samson has all kinds of shit. People not accelerating on the interstate on-ramp. When you work but don't get paid a lot of money, that's called entertainment, my friend.
I'm sorry. I just love that you told a story about how you don't like it when people call you saying they just need a jump.
Is there some hypocrisy happening?
He left here one night and he's like, "Hey, I just need a jump," and I'm like, "All right." I'm like, a few drinks in, and next thing I know, we're at Walmart buying him a battery.
That's kind of close to the truth. I wasn't even bothering you. You freaking said, "I'll be right there." I had AAA on the
And
way.
did that bother you, Mike?
No, it's funny that he said that bothers him when people do that. They're like, "Oh, hey, Pot."
So when I say it bothered me,
hey, Pot.
I'm trying to connect with the guest.
I was relating to you.
That's why you don't talk.
He's talking in third person. He's omnipresent.
You were like, I am your pet peeve.
God, can I just kiss
Here's
her
the
out?
answer.
All right, the answer is being late.
Oh, I hate people that are. Yes.
So
Either at 8. It's 8.
19 people said being late. 17 said smacking, chewing with your mouth open. That's one of my. Well, I'll stop eating. Like, it just grosses me the fuck out. 14 said rudeness. 12 said washing hands, and 10 said whining. Washing hands.
Not washing hands, I would think is probably
Right, washing hands would be, yeah, it's more of a tick, right? Like, you can't stop washing
like
hands.
someone's like, oh, my biggest pet peeve is someone who just is so clean.
I can't,
There was 12 of those assholes.
I can't wait the extra 30 seconds for them to get out of the bathroom.
Touch my face. Touch my face.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, next question. What's the worst excuse you use to get out of work? Now, any kind of work, at home, at work. What's the worst excuse you use to get out of work?
Worst, like unbelievable,
Yeah,
or you're going to hell worst.
Yeah, either one.
Well, just lying, you're going to go to hell, so... No. Like, it could be anything.
Well, I mean, my mother has cancer, so, like, is it, like, using her as an excuse, like, the worst? Or as in, like, a dog ate my homework, can't believe you believed that, the worst?
Mom has cancer. It's definitely worse.
All right, so my mom has cancer is how I got out of work.
Now this goes back to my pet peeves. I hate when people use their kids to get out of stuff, and you know sure well that they're not.
But yeah, but no one uses their parents, so
Right.
that's how I sneak by.
How about I call the boss and then fucking get a day off and I'm gonna blow his place up? That usually works.
Bomb threat. So the answer is bomb
Hey,
threat.
take the weekend off. Come back ready to sell some cars.
Nicholas says, I said my water broke and I'm so overweight and my man boobs are so big that it was questioned and they offered to drive me. I've had that happen. I've tried calling in and we'll come get you. Fuck, the car broke down. It's not going to work for
What
me this time.
horrible place do you work where they offered to come get you?
The car dealer.
Car dealership, that never works. Yeah, don't ever use that.
We have demos.
Great, we'll deduct that whatever repair you need too. Get it in here with the tow bill.
You're gonna ride with the tow truck.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm honest. I mean, like, if I'm hungover, I'm hungover. You know, dude, I was out a little late last night. Is everyone there? Yep. Okay, I'm not going to be there.
It's like, you don't want me there.
Right, exactly. Especially in customer service, you're in there looking like freaking a meth head. You know what I mean? You can't have that. I've already got a beautiful smile. You don't want to add to it. How about you? You ever call into work?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not a huge call into work guy, but I did leave work early to go get a haircut one day. So I mean,
That's so wholesome.
Yeah, that is a bad.
I mean,
but you are beautiful.
I appreciate
so I can see
And
that.
car guys, they don't believe shit.
excuse me, my
Our
work
motto is
ethic
call
is
in
so
dead.
strong.
If you're not calling in dead, he's dead. You just
have to sneak out like a ninja. It is what it is. If they notice you're gone, you're off spiffs for the month.
Yeah, you're off spiffs.
His kids are sick.
For our car dogs out there.
All right, so
Fucking off spiffs. D'Amico.
18 people said family death. 18 said diarrhea. 10 said overslept. 7 said sick. 6 sick. Can't say it. And then 5 said I've never called into work or I just don't work. So it's much easier that
Lame.
way. It is
I'm just
lame.
kidding. No, that's very responsible.
Not working?
That's how I
Never
have time
calling
for
in.
Facebook.
Wasn't it slash?
Yeah, people
or did I
lie.
just make that up
If
in
you've
my
never
head?
called into work, then you obviously have never had a job.
Or that you have a really strong work ethic.
I have a strong work ethic.
I'm not saying I've never missed.
Okay,
work.
there you go.
Damn,
Exactly.
what the hell?
Yes, with the
All right,
best
next
bullshit.
I didn't have any bullshit excuses.
Oh, I see. I see.
I tell them I'm not coming in today, boss.
Like, I don't even know why I asked this question because my wife said something about it, and then I went back. And this same week last year, we asked the same question, which you were here, to be honest with you. What's your favorite Easter candy? This is from the last time Lawrence
That's
Green
so
was on the
weird
show.
that last year around Easter you asked the same question.
It's not even
Whoa.
around Easter, though, is it?
It is
Yes.
April.
420,
Yes,
man.
welcome.
It's in the month.
420 weekend.
Yeah.
I would like to submit my original answer of Peeps.
Yeah, Peeps. I know. Why do people hate on Peeps?
Because they're
so right. People really hate Peeps, and
I don't understand the animosity. They're not like my favorite, but I don't.
You don't like hate them, right?
How do you hate them? I don't
I hate
understand.
Peeps.
You don't like marshmallows?
I hate Peeps. I will spit Peeps out.
What about like a regular marshmallow? What's the difference?
If it's not on a s'mores, I don't care for it.
You're not a big sweet person, then, are you?
Sweets. Oh, my favorites are
that's
now
a
later
Peep
shell
is
shock.
pure sugar.
Yeah, but that's not the same though. It's sugar and air. It's disgusting.
Cranberry mini eggs. Cranberry.
Cadbury.
You meant Cadbury?
Definitely.
Autocorrect. It's Canadian, so that doesn't help.
Maybe that's a thing.
And that made me say Cradberry.
Oh, jeez, eh?
Cranberries taste like cranberries.
Weed.
My favorite
Sweet
Easter
tarts.
candy has definitely got to be the bunnies, the Reese's bunnies. Those are definitely dope. And I like the crunch bars also. Those are like a year-round favorite for me.
Kind of took over the world, right?
Yeah,
they
that's a
disarmed
staple.
Cadbury.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a fan of the chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
I like your style.
Yeah, like once you start making them like pumpkins and bunnies and Santa Clauses and whatever they are, it's not the same as the cup. That ratio
You're
is
right about
good.
that.
You got to
for me.
change the
That's-
cup up a couple times.
You think so? That's a lot of peanut butter,
You throw
though.
the Reese's Pieces in that cup. That just changed the game.
It's wild.
I'm not a big Reese's peanut butter cup guy, but you throw the Reese's Pieces in there. Oh, the outrageous one. Oh, that's ridiculous.
I think some Easter candy should come with a bar of Xanax to get it down. You know what I mean? That way you.
You know what my favorite is?
Lawrence Green's
the
Easter eggs.
Robin's
Don't
Robin's eggs.
Robin's
Robin's eggs.
like malt balls, or
It's like a Whopper,
Yep.
but with
Right.
like a chocolate coating. So like Whoppers are good, like if you have like old fashioned
Right.
tastes.
Dope.
The eggs are great because
Don't
once you
talk
bite
shit
into
about
them, then you can
Whoppers.
just soak them into your gums. After
Oh yeah, and a little malt.
I love the Robin's eggs. Can you tell? I love.
I always
candy.
thought chocolate malts at like the Dairy Queen or whatever had those malt balls in there. That's what
Me
they-
too. Wasn't it like so disappointing the
Yeah.
first time you ordered that?
Yeah.
You're like, what the? It's
Where's my-
why is it chalky? That's disgusting.
Dairy Queen is a liar.
Malt is
I
so
was thinking
gross.
Bo's ice cream, but nobody really knows what Bo's is.
I know what Bose is.
What?
You're around here,
Originally,
we
if
do.
you're not from Tampa, you don't know what Bose is.
We're international, bitch.
Bo's is worldwide.
All right. 21 people said Reese's eggs. 15 said Cadbury eggs or cranberry eggs. 15 said Peeps.
Yeah.
14 said chocolate bunnies, and 12 said jelly beans. Who the fuck?
Fuck a jelly beans.
Another
forgot
one.
about
The
jelly
people
beans.
The people who like jelly beans as their favorite Easter candy are single-handedly keeping Long John Silver's open.
Nice.
You might not be wrong.
Easily 1,000 years old.
I mean, are we not saying that if you got a prescription of Xanax that you'd like jelly beans or what?
Are you still on Xanax?
Where's the Xanax, damn it?
He's like, no one else is on the Xanax train? No!
I'll keep running this.
I mean, I'm on something. It's just
Yeah.
not Xanax.
Right.
Like, sorry, I
What's your
can't
favorite Easter
relate.
candy? A bowl of bars.
All right, next question for 20 points. Name something that's usually green, except grass or weed.
Oh, man.
Spinach.
Broccoli.
That stupid grass that's in the
That broccoli.
the Easter basket.
Man, I feel like all your options are now vegetables. Like, that's all you have.
You would think that. Oh, I'm shocked every week, dude. Like, when I make up these questions, I've said it before, I make sure there's 5 viable answers. Very rarely are more than one of them on the top 5. People are fucking weird. I mean, they come up
Oh,
with some
man.
answers.
I'm going with avocado.
Good one, good one.
Shirts and shorts. He's going with clothes.
Traffic light.
When is that evergreen?
Oh.
For her, the whole way here.
Yeah, that's how I got
You
here.
didn't take Tampa Road, did you?
I did.
Hillsborough, did you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I forgot for a second how I got here.
Yeah, you're Bruce Almighty.
Right? Blink, blink.
It was my anxiety.
So you should go.
I was like, I'm gonna be late. Oh no.
Oh, you can take Xanax for anxiety. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
They're not green.
all right, I'm trying to. It will play. You will let me.
That was organic. That was.
They have green Xanax
This
too.
is
I'm
not
told.
420
dude.
festival
420
friendly.
fest. All
I
right.
take them
Transition here. Transition.
What's wrong with you?
I know how to hashtag this show.
Don't touch my Percocets. That was Nicholas. Did he go by Wolfgang?
He's whatever you want to call
What's your
him.
government name? We're going to go by
He
that.
is the Wolfgang.
Okay. That's not his government name.
That is definitely his government name.
So Johnny Jones says money. We got broccoli. We got lettuce. We got broccoli. We got Xanax.
We all forgot about.
Are you
money.
saying that's not legitimate?
Because nobody has
starving
Literally
artist
none of
problems.
us said money.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, Xanax costs money. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's.
You have to have cash too.
Yeah,
or cash
my
app.
dealer that takes Venmo.
Cash or cash app.
Or really good insurance / be a white person.
Done.
Yeah.
Your style. Okay, let's just get this shit over with. 23 people said money. 14 said boogers. 12 said envy. 12 said frogs, and 10 said Martians. So yes, no, vegetables are not the only fucking answer out there.
I forgot about Marvin. I guess he's
This
green.
tells me so much about
I'm gonna blow up the earth.
audience.
Oh yeah, you learn a lot.
Boogers.
Do y'all
You
like
guys.
watching yourselves, or you putting the guest on camera?
We do both. Usually when I ask the
That was
question, it's
just-
us, and then when you answer the question, it's
I'm
you.
just asking what the fans
I mean,
are asking.
Are you mad because no one's seeing you right
What's
now?
up, Wapo? Not me.
You can sit next to me, or
I'm off camera, ain't I? I don't want to
I
be on.
have
I got a
enough to
face
do
for
right
radio.
now. I don't change cameras during games.
I was just.
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, this is what the. What's up, Wapo? Beach gang.
Beach gang.
How's that?
How is this?
So who's on
Maybe.
camera?
How
I'm not going back either.
is
What's
this?
happening?
What's the most
I'm one of them
expensive?
heckler
He's on-
tough crowd guys.
Last one is
Hold on, I gotta fix this.
he tried to be a dick, and now he's backfired on him. He put a black screen up there instead.
Oh, clever.
Oh,
I told him I
shit.
wasn't asking the next question, so he put the camera on you guys. And he's-
Well, everything's freezing on me too, so that's cool. There we go.
I always
Fuck.
wanted to be black.
Technical difficult.
So
Black
does
face.
Cam. So listen,
Now you all be claim that you.
last question is worth 30 points. We have, what's the most expensive thing you've ever lost?
Xanax.
No, I fucked up all video feed. Good job, Neg.
My phone.
You
Lies.
lost the divorce?
Lies.
We got ring.
Can I
we got
change my
divorce.
answer?
What's that?
Can I change my answer?
What's your answer?
A plane ticket.
You lost a plane ticket?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just didn't. I forgot I didn't show up on time. But like that was probably the flight. I think would
Okay,
be
you didn't
maybe.
actually lose the ticket.
I mean, because you can't you can get the tickets reprinted, but like if you don't show up, like
Shit's expensive.
yeah, if you show up like the day after the flight took off, like you lost that.
Josh says divorce. I think Larry's feeding off of that with house. I'm pretty sure he lost that in a divorce. Is there any other way to lose out? Well, yeah, not pay the payments, I guess, right?
Probably the number one.
You have to
way
pay your
of
mortgage.
losing a house, not paying for it.
What's your,
Or Xanax.
I'm gonna hug you.
I told you I'd ride that bitch in the ground. I meant it.
The quickest
We're
way to
done
get
here.
back
Did you
on
know
your
that
feet
they'll
is to miss
cut
a
you
car
off
payment?
of Xanax if you test positive for marijuana and or PCP in your urine if the doctor gives it to you?
Look, you really just upset him.
It's one or the other.
Well, yeah, because
scaring
I
me.
got
Wait,
cut
what?
off.
I'd like to mention I know people named Gambino and Dominic, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh,
are these
so like
people?
not a doctor.
Who's that? Who's Gambino?
Yeah. Don't go to a doctor is the
Don't go to a doctor.
is
Advice.
the moral of that story.
Holistic healing is the only way. Just think the itch away. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go to a doctor.
I was so confident too. She's like, I'm not going to find anything. I was
All you
like,
have to
yeah,
do is
just
take a
weed.
stroll on
She was
Florida
like,
Avenue
no.
through Seminole Heights, and you're bound to find a hipster at some point.
That's not incorrect, sir.
Yeah, no.
Like,
That's
the
such
whole hipster
lovely
development.
advice
No,
for
I'm
men.
saying you're bound to find something somewhere.
Yeah. There's jeans choking out ankles everywhere in fucking Seminole Heights.
I can't really like troll the street for my drugs. Like, unfortunately, it's the downside of my gender.
I'll take care of it. You know, unless you don't. You want Xanax?
I thought we were just riffing on Xanax. I didn't know this was going to like turn into.
It went right over their head.
Yo, first of all, I don't do no Xanax. The Xanax does me. Joking.
Recognize bitches? What
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's get this shit over with because it's a dumpster fire. What's 17 people said a watch, 17 said a wallet, 16 said a ring, 9 said virginity, and 5 said
Good.
drugs.
Thank
Xanax.
you.
Xanax.
Points,
Wow,
please.
That's
LG.
a good one. That's a good one.
We have a winner.
Yep, Johnny Jones wins.
Johnny Jones!
Woo, Johnny, you win free tickets to a show that
you're judging on.
So we'll let you give those tickets
I
away,
want to be
Johnny.
there too. I also. I won tickets. I kind of. Yeah. It's
You're obligated.
right. It would be a dick move.
You'll see me
right?
at 420 on 420. Shameless plug.
My wife had my brand new computer stolen, so I'm back to the one that the reason I bought it was good.
Your wife had it stolen. Like she put a
She hired
hit.
some
Yeah,
guy
she put
to
a
go
hit
take
on
it.
your laptop. Yikes. Do you mean it was in her possession when it was stolen?
I mean that I didn't know she had it. She took it with her to work. We went to dinner afterwards, and it was sitting literally.
That she had it and it was stolen.
She had it in the back seat of our truck on top of a.
Oh no, I hear what you're
Unlocked
saying.
door.
I hear what you're saying. You're just blaming her for the theft.
Yeah, she blames herself at this point.
Theft
You
happens.
she'll blame
There
herself.
cannot be blame. That is an unfair thing to blame upon her. Because that
You
would.
see what I have to do now because of that?
Do you know what it feels like to be blamed by your husband for?
Yes, I do.
For the loss of a.
All right, we'll be back.
Oh, having stars, so it is said. Hey, this is Cam Bertrand, and you're tuned into Open Mic Live, because you make good decisions.
I can't feel that.
Welcome back to us. And you. And them. This is Open Mic Live. Okay.
Yeah, intros, outros, and segues are our strong point, just in case you were wondering.
I don't need your shit.
So, welcome back, everybody. We are in the last segment. You guys are lucky. You're welcome. We have, once again, the great Gambino. Welcome, my friend. How you doing? Yep, fuck you too. Domosaurus Rex. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Live in the studio.
You all right, man? You good?
I'm feeling good, bro.
I mean,
I'm good.
I realize
hanging,
it's not
man.
Neck Dog Radio, but fuck, man. I mean,
Bro,
we're doing our best.
I'm just chilling, man. I'm hanging
Open
out.
Mic
I'm
Live,
having fun.
bro.
I'm
We
always,
don't got to do nothing here.
I'm
We make y'all
vibing.
do all the work.
I'm vibing until 2118, man. It is what it is.
Mr. Lawrence Green, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for being you.
Love it here. You know I do.
And then, the one, the only, Miss Kaiti McCoy. How you doing, sweetie?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm having a blast. I'm really having a good time. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And now, that good time is going to end because we are going to
Bye.
do our new old segment, Full Harmo with Mike. We're tracking his progress. He's taking actual lessons.
He's got a big harmonica now.
He's looking a lot more Harmo.
I'm going to use the small one today, but
It's like
this is my new pro one.
it's like a little guy with a big ass truck. Is the same thing.
He's gone full Harmo.
You never go full Harmo.
It's a serving table. All right. So Full Harmo, Mike. What are you going to play for us?
So we're going to redo the song from last week because there was some chopping over the recording. This is the theme song to the cartoon show DuckTales.
Awesome.
Fun. Ooh.
And we'll try and do it better than last week. So.
You better do better than last week.
And D-Rex hum the tune.
Here we go.
Off to a great start. I'm done.
Boop, ba, do, 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 Woo!
It's about as Harmo as it gets.
That's all you get.
Great! That was so fun!
That was better than last week.
That was a little better
That was
last
so
week.
good! I wish I knew the lyrics better. That was really
Last
fun.
week they talked over you, but this week they sang the
That was
actual
a little
song.
different, right?
They
Yeah, that's
talked
awesome.
over you?
Good job.
Disrespect.
It happens.
Disrespect.
Woo!
Respect the art.
Something,
Next is awesome. I like
DuckTales.
What up, Caesar?
So guys, let's get into 420 a little bit. Whichever one of you guys wants to talk about it, tell us exactly what this 420 show is all about, brother. I'm looking.
You want to take the lead again?
They're
Me?
looking
What?
at me. What up?
Sorry,
Black
excuse
Caesar
me,
420 Festival is...
What is 420?
420 is a code. It originated at police. We got a 420, which meant we had somebody with possession of marijuana.
Do the police still use that? Like, doesn't everyone know?
I don't think so. They try to change their codes or whatever. But what we're doing is we're bringing awareness to medicinal marijuana and the end of no smoke is a joke.
Nice.
We're bringing music, art, entertainment, food, drinks, comedians, the host with the most. We got reggae, rock, R&B Friday night, meet and greet with all the hip-hop artists. And Saturday we got from 12 to 12. We have the show, the gates open at 11. And we got performers hitting the stage from 1 o'clock. We got 2 stages, the outside Puff Puff Pass stage. Shout out to Terpy Jays, our boy Stavro. And what's going on? Arizona in the building. Hey, Lynn, what's up? And, you know, we're also raising awareness. We're Leo's Legacy and Lifesavers, which is it's pit bull awareness, but we're not breed specific or Pacific. How you say it here in Tampa?
Pacific.
Yeah, so we're trying to raise awareness and help the dogs on death row. Because if you
great.
look, we lost our oldest pit bull, but the majority of the dogs on death row are pit bull types because there is no specific one breed.
The majority of the
pit bull.
dogs in the pounds all
Sure.
over are pit bull types.
Right, because you have a lot of backyard breeders, as we call them, and then people get them, and they're a great breed and are irresponsible, and the media, just like anything
Too bad.
else,
The nicest dogs I've ever met.
yeah, we've owned them, and you can look up my dog Ruby Red. Shout out Ruby Red. It's my service dog, skateboarding, skimboarding.
Actually listening right now.
Yeah, so
Ruby.
My pit was one with the best goddamn dog I've ever had. I've had dogs.
So-
I love my new dog, but that pit was. But I only lost him to age. You know what I mean? Like
he
it was just time.
basically was the same as age. It was, you lose a little over age, you get ailments, and you can't recover from them. So that's pretty much what happened. He had a good life, almost 15 years. So
And I'm
Leo's
like my little
legacy.
asshole pit bull running all over
Yeah,
the
we got
couch.
Camo. He remembered the dog pounds,
Camo and
neck
the
dogs
dog
in the building. We're all here. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, so sorry, going back to 420, it's a full day festival?
Yes.
It's actually 3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
2 days
Yes.
Oh
confirmed,
my
and now
gosh.
they're talking about the 3-day hangover recoup party.
Starting 420?
It'll be starting on 419.
419.
Which is a Friday night, y'all. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday night,
I think you said this earlier, and I
we got
smoked
our-
too much and I forgot.
We got,
so I
we
think
got
maybe
Munch Down Catering, which is Caribbean cuisine, conch, shrimp, all kinds of secret. You got to be there to experience it. Shout out to Black Caesar and his people coming in. We have artists from all over the state coming. There was over 1,000 physicals tickets already out there in the streets, and 250 pre. There's about half
This is
already
a
online.
big deal.
So, yeah.
This
So
is
not only is
amazing.
the Chew, which is Richie Rich Radio and LG's, we did the Limelight show, Dom's album release party back in October, and the Blue Note venue is a historic venue. Shout out to Steve, which is a great owner, a bar owner.
So earlier
Yeah.
we were talking about hardworking comedians in the area and putting on shows. They're the equivalent in what they do.
so glad
These
to meet you guys.
these
Yeah,
guys
that's so cool.
work, man. I mean, work. And when they put on a show, they put on a goddamn show. They don't.
So
put
can
on
I
This
ask
is
you,
like
as
snowballed
someone-
into something really big. LG and I had the idea, Dom, you know what I'm saying? So we did LG and Dom met 3 years ago at a smaller showcase at Pegasus, the old Pegasus. So
LG
and
mentioned
it's
earlier-
just now we got a whole festival, 50, 60 artists. Not only, tucked away from, it starts at 8, like LG said, but y'all come early. You can get in and out. You got a wristband.
You can
Now,
come all
I guess
day.
I can let it out for our open mic viewers. If you come Friday night, you're going to get a wristband and your shit stamped. You're going to be able to come back all day, Saturday and Sunday. So
Are all the acts hip hop?
No.
Not all the acts.
Friday
No.
nights,
Friday night, there's no hip
hip-hop.
hop. It's real. We have a reggae intrinsic from Orlando, who's a big Orlando reggae band, 7-piece band. They'll be. They're actually going to be going on second inside or outside at the Puff Puff Pass stage, but inside we have
the Puff Up Pass stage. Is that what you said?
Yeah, sponsored
tell
by
me
Turkey
more about.
J's.
Tell me more about that.
That's our outdoor stage. Steve has got a 20 by 20. If you know the Blue Note, it's a real.
We're doing this real festival style. We're having
Yeah.
multiple stages. We want indoor and outdoor experience because, as a 420 festival, there are smokers and there are people who are drinkers and do both. So we want those people to have their environments and to be able to mix in between both. So that way we have the bar. We want the bar to do well. We want people to be able to enjoy themselves, but we have that outdoor environment
But it's smart as hell.
it's springtime. People want to be outside. So
Sure.
we want to enjoy both of those aspects. If people want to get out of the heat, you can go inside. So,
But like you were saying, you don't want to lose people.
exactly.
And so
this is
by
something for everybody.
having that,
We've got something for
You
everybody.
keep people.
We're going to have the genre and age. Go ahead.
Let me jump in. And in honor of Ric Flair's 70th birthday, can I get a
Woo! It's a woo off.
Woo off.
Woo off.
In spirit of Ric Flair, this 420 festival, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Bathroom, you go outside, you go to fucking score some drugs, there's music, there's comedy, you can't escape it. There's just going to be live. It's going to be real.
So earlier, go to score some. I'm sure
That was a great promo.
Yeah,
You got that on video?
But so earlier he was mentioning all of the sponsors you guys have, which your flyer shows that.
Yeah, can we name a couple? We're live, right?
But my question is this: like, I know you guys work together a lot. You know what I mean on everything that you do.
It's my
But
son.
How the hell long does it take?
Sorry, can we? That needs to be
It's my son, of course,
addressed.
sweetheart.
That's so cool.
Yes. It's my
That's
my
my boy.
right-hand
I
man.
work with
That's
my
boy.
mom a lot, like as a
The
comedian.
momager?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I have
mom.
a
Shout out to my
momager.
mom.
Couldn't
Yeah,
make it,
like,
but, yeah.
so
Intern
that's so
Shirley.
cool. That's
Can't
so
do it without the
cool.
momager.
Your biggest fans, right?
I started with somebody.
Yeah.
I started off with 2 fans right from the get-go.
That's right. That's right.
Most people start with 0. So
Parents back your artists' kids.
That's beautiful.
But so to get all those sponsors, dude.
Word.
I mean, what kind of time and God.
Never stop, bro. Sleep when you're
what's,
dead.
What's your main avenue of contact when you just emails?
Direct.
Or
Nah, fuck that.
Oh, good
Call.
for you guys. So you just
personal. That's one thing. You get more through repeat and referral business, than, and it's a lot harder to get people.
we don't deal with
but
peons.
It's harder to keep
You
them.
reach direct to the people who are in charge, and you get in touch with them, and you let them know what you're doing. They're either on board or they're not.
Go to the decision makers.
Period.
That's it.
You waste your time with lower level people, you get nowhere.
Right. You're wasting your time.
We're on the streets, man. We're actually out there. We know
You put the effort in.
Yeah, shout out to
Period.
Stamp TV, Big Bang. You know, he helped co-sign. He's been in the. He's a hip hop artist, rapper from Cali. He's been in Tampa for years, and he's kind of like co-signed Dom when he first started. Because when you're young and in this industry, you know, starting off, and you were talking about doing shows in strip clubs. I mean, Dom will tell you.
My whole first year of shows
How
was all in
about
strip
in
clubs.
the middle of a
That's
strip
it.
thing, you're getting a lap dance and
Damn
some
near.
rapper dude gets on stage? How'd you feel about that?
I mean,
Stan?
Pegasus is it is just so.
Right.
It's
That's
so,
why I was
it's
wondering
so
if
close
they
to
made
being
you
a
get up
stripper.
there with ones. I mean, because if you were a rapper and you got up there and rapped,
In the rap game, if you get up on stage at a
they
strip
would
club,
boo your ass.
you'll
Get
up
out of
on
here,
stage.
you bum.
I gotta be honest with you though, in a strip club,
Throw some ones.
I think a rapper would have an easier time getting up on stage than a comedian. Like you
better have some ones out there, rappers. You just don't even get on
That's
stage.
your only
without
my only
one.
piece of
Yeah.
advice. Yeah, it's
And that's
in
how
some
hard it is to
occasions,
get stage time.
In some occasions, it is easy, but some it's very difficult as far as in the hip hop community. There's not a whole lot of respect out there from clubs for the most part.
So I mean, we're talking about you doing all the all this legwork to put on shows and stuff like that. Which dude, it's insane how much time you put into this. But you're also an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
art motor is what we call that.
Art motor, businessman.
Now, forgive me as someone who's not from the area. Where are you guys from? Like, where have you? Where
I'm in Lutz.
Right.
Originally, we're from the
Duke of
city.
Lutz.
We're
Sulphur
from the city,
Springs.
North Tampa.
I grew up in Carrollwood, though, Northdale, Gaither
Yeah,
High.
so you're homegrown boys.
Well,
from
we're
LA. I was born in
transplant,
Illinois.
Connecticut. You know, we're goon
I've been all
vibes,
over.
so-
We've been to
Oh,
13
you're
different states.
a Midwesterner
You've done
then.
shows in 13 different states.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we went across country.
We went
2
to
years
Georgia,
ago, San
Arkansas,
Francisco, all the way to San
Kansas,
Fran, back.
Las Vegas, Nevada. We did multiple shows in Nevada, California. Yeah, in the Tampa Bay area, top 10 in the southeast,
So
top
what
100 in the
done with
nation.
shows, which one kind of meant the most? Like, which one stands out in your head the most?
Oh man.
You know what I mean? I realize they're all great shows.
I
but
gotta
mean,
be honest with you. It's not the biggest one I've done, but my album release party that we put on and we did
Meant the most.
we had
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of people who all really meant something, and it was a really great show to me. And you know, it's the same establishment that we're going back to, and we're only gonna make it bigger and better. It was our first time working with them at that point, so I'm just excited to kind of build off of that. And I'm really looking to carry that momentum into this next show. So that's where I feel like my
And
most
all the
important
artists
was.
on the flyers will be there. Everybody's there. Because shout out to my boys. You know, y'all are artists. How many shows you get to, and it's not what it says
You're
on
right.
the flyer.
You're right. We were talking
Where's
about that
old- what's
earlier.
his name?
Speaking of strip club shows,
Like
by the
Crin
way,
Digley, shout out to my boy Digley. He said, Dan, the girl on the flyer in there,
Never
but with
there.
the promoter said the show must go on.
the girls at the strip club are never on the flyers. So shout out to every girl at the strip club. Get yourself on the flyer. You
So
might do
Gambino,
yourself
how
a
long
little
you been
better.
in this industry?
30 years.
A long time. I did movies when I was Dom's age, when we first got started. I was in Great Expectations, Any Given Sunday, Mortal Kombat. I did stunts. So I knew a little bit about the industry. We did music. We started. Dom was in commercials when he was young, Pinch a Penny pools.
Osteobot.
Yeah, so he had speaking parts. He's in the
Ego.
Screen Actors Guild, and he is going to be in the movie Zola if he makes
Oh,
the final
speaking of-
cut. So you
she's
don't
actually
know.
One of the
Oh yeah,
Shannon Kelly, one of the
Is,
judges on the show. I did the
she is
movie
in
Zola
Zola,
with
too.
her. We're actually in like the same scene.
Really?
Yeah, we're both at the bar. She's the bartender.
Are we going to talk more about Shannon Kelly?
Speaking of the
Yes.
strip club, I'm at the strip club. She's literally the bartender. I'm sitting there talking with.
Oh, we've talked about Shannon Kelly.
That's awesome.
Oh, we've talked about her. Shannon's great. We love Shannon Kelly.
Hopefully, you'll see us in the movie Zola coming.
Shout
soon,
out
so.
to Alexa Talent, my agent Susan. What's up? Love you. So now I just kind of help Dom. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of legwork. We're talking about it. Artists need to promote, but they really need to create art. So if you don't want to be, because artists like, I ain't promoting or whatever, you need somebody to do it for you. So pay somebody or get
Dom,
your
how old are
mom
you,
to
Dom?
do it.
24.
Do you guys live together?
24.
I'm gonna be 50 soon. So
I mean, kudos to you, because that's a pretty solid head on his shoulders for 24 years old.
Oh, he's always been that way.
And like, I don't give
How
a
long
damn.
have I known you now, Lawrence? I think I was drinking illegally when I met you.
he had just turned 21 like the week after we did the show. Blah blah blah.
Most new comedians have never seen the old Pegasus, but Dom was there.
Oh man, that was
missed the old Pegasus.
So while you were teaching him the industry, trying to get
Yeesh.
what's going on, what was the hardest?
That's all
thing
I
for
have
him
to say about the
get
old
a hold of
Pegasus.
and
Well, he had never had any stage fear or anything like as a kid. I mean, he probably did, but he's good at preparing. So as a kid, like preparing for commercials and doing stuff, he wasn't camera shy.
Right.
So
So
I
it's
think
the
that
opposite of my
helped that
question.
experience because he's been on some big sets, some real big Hollywood and sets. So
I've met a lot of really big people,
Yeah,
so like
big
I don't
artists.
and like I respect everybody, and like anybody I meet, it's super cool, and like I truthfully like I appreciate the experience, but like I don't really care who.
Right, he's
anybody
not
is.
starstruck,
Like,
you
if
know,
you're
just
not
treat
cool
everybody
if you're not
like a
cool to
person.
me, I'm not going to be cool to you.
So,
So
like, when you were letting him know what this is all about, this is what you're getting into. What do you think is the most important piece of information that you could give him about this industry?
make sure you got all your paperwork right and you own all your shit.
Be organized.
Trademark your name.
That's
get
great
your
advice.
.com, Build your social. Now it's 2019, so social media is TV. Dinosaur media is dead. Like this type of thing. Reach out to your fans. Find
How do you
other
promote
independent
yourselves
until
with
you get
social
big enough
media?
for mainstream.
the main thing is to cross promote. You have to find people who are doing things. I mean, just like this. To
Just
be
like
honest
this
with you.
festival.
They're an independent, radio station doing their thing. And I'm not even on their platform. I like to consider myself funny, but like I'm not a comedian. I'm a music artist. But they have me on here to reach
they
my
did our
fans. and
comedy
I reach
roast
their
2 years
fans.
ago.
Since
Mike
my mic
set
is
up and I
working,
gave
can I say a
shit the
couple
whole
words
time.
real quick?
You have to, before you go, Lawrence, I apologize. I just want to make
No,
sure I
no,
finish
please.
my point. Like you have to like get yourself involved with people who are seriously pushing themselves, and by doing that, you'll create an organic fan base and of people who actually care. And when you get a group of people who actually care, like you get a small cult fan base. It's better to have 20 people who buy every one of your products than have 100 people who buy one.
Right.
Yes. These guys right here, okay, have stuck by me. And I'm not going to get into it, but life problems, adult shit, times when I didn't fucking know if I was going to make it through the day. Just
The
like you,
last thing
Stan.
they want you doing is being an artist and making an income where you're not in the matrix. So, especially once you start making, like, there's levels to it, like you break free. Florida medium income, we'll just use as an example, $38,000. So, it's not a lot of money, but if you've ever been an artist, how do you generate $38,000 net a year?
But, Coach, shut up while I'm talking.
So that first roast that you were talking about earlier, the Pegasus,
that was
we actually encountered them, but we never got to talk or even get to know each other. And then you said you need to know these guys. And then after the first time they came in, dude, you don't meet better people than that.
Never, really
Like,
not.
Seriously,
They're not all about who's the best. They're about who's putting in the work.
I'm not in competition with anybody as an
No.
artist. I'm in
It's about-
competition with
it's
myself.
about- this is about love.
For those of us that weren't at the roast at Pegasus, so you guys performed as musicians before.
I didn't even.
Dom just DJ'd
I
that
didn't even
night.
perform. I'm a DJ as
Yeah.
well. I produce. I do other things.
Me and LG had an idea and
we went with it. It's something we wanted to do cross-platform because you really can incorporate music and comedy.
That's
and
amazing.
I like to. I'm a photographer and videographer as well, and I plan on doing that at the upcoming roast.
So you
also,
all just connected as artists.
That's what you
Excellent.
got.
As artists,
That's
that's it.
great. Yeah.
Love in Tampa.
Very cool.
means that
Very cool.
I'm out of time.
Cutting us off.
What we're gonna do is we'll start with you guys. just tell them anything you want them to know about you, where to find you, and all that shit, and then we'll share it, textually.
Oh yeah.
Talk about it.
Textual feelings, baby. Hey, so DomosaurusRex.com. That's all you have to do. DOMOSAURUS Rex REX.com. Just like a dinosaur, Domosaurus Rex. You can find literally anything related to me. 420 festival tickets, my art, my music, my Twitch account, YouTube, whatever it is. You can find me on social media. DomosaurusRex.com. And if you want to, just fucking Google me. That's it. I pull up with a big blue check.
Katie, you're going to be the last to speak. Tell us, you're going to be doing shows anywhere? Any open mics? Where do you want us to come find you?
Yes, thank you. You can come see me at Snappers Comedy Club in Palm Harbor. I am a host there. You will also see me April 16th at Sage Hookah Lounge. You'll see me on the Tampa Fringe Festival in May. Thank you so much. And I'll be in Sanford, Florida, April 19th.
Josh, where are you going to be?
Arkansas in the building, the search. Shout out to my boy.
For coming in. Thank you guys, man, for taking the effort. You had to
Anytime,
close down the shop and still came here.
Hey,
I
I appreciate you having us on, man.
Thank you.
Big shout out to the search, and thanks again, guys, for having me on, even though I couldn't make it for more.
Forget how fast the hour goes on radio.
Thank you for having boobs. Thank you.
420festival.com. That is what it is. It's great hair. It's got to be the hair. Fantastic Sims.
Be there.
Thank you. For being a part
Yes,
of my
thank
show.
you. Thanks for having us.